Page Kuf Mem Dalet, actually we're holding Aloha Ches.
Ein Marchim Arecha Tov.
Ein Marchim Arecha Tov, Elam Kein Nasa Lo Riach Boy. You don't make a bracha on good fragrance unless it was made for a good smell. Aval Mugmar Shemagamrim Vayasa Begadan Litvam Mereach, but the Mugmar, which the incense that they used to put in order to have a good smell on the begodim. Ein mavorchim alav. You don't make a bracha on that incense. Lafi shaloi nasa lo riach ba'atzma shel mugmar. This mugmar, these spices, they were not made to smell. They were just made to put a good smell into the begodim. Bein tzarech loimer, and needless to say, that if a person makes a good smell into the house, to take away the bad smell, because there's an awful smell. Even the good besamim that the istanis takes in his hand to the Beis HaKisei, to take away the bad smell. But because it's a take away bad smell, then you don't make a bracha on this. Even though he's going to try to smell it not in the Beis HaKisei, because they're not made to enjoy their smell, only to take away the bad smell.
Even though he enjoyed the smell, but he not.
Yeah, right. Like today we have all these things that take away the smell from the bathroom, right? So
it's beautiful, good smell.
Right. So anything that's made to take away the bad smell. So there's two things that you don't make a bracha. If it's lav l'reicha vida, or it's lahav l'reicha. If it's to take away bad smell, or if it's not just to take away bad smell, it's just not made for smell. Like this, the Toyota, the guys are cleaners. So today, like you buy the thing from Bounce, a few papers, you throw it into the dryer, and then you let it spin, so it gets a good smell. So those days they didn't have Bounce and they didn't have Casco. So what did they do? They had a big cage, and they would put the begodim on the cage, and underneath they would put incense, ketoides, and it would go up. It would be delicious smell. It's delicious smell, but it's not made for the people now to smell. It was made for the begodim. So it's lav l'reicha avida. Either one, in case number one, in case number two, you don't make a bracha.
If the mechatchila, it wasn't made for a smell,
right?
So you don't make it.
Right. Or in a worst case, that it was to take away the bad smell. It was to take away the bad smell. Some hold that if it's to take away the bad smell, it's even worse. If it was just not made for smell, and you're going to pick it up, now you want to smell it, so you make a bracha. But if it's made for take away a bad smell, because it's right, those things that are made to plug into the bathroom, so that even if you're going to pick it up, it's not going to help. That's the Prima Godim holds. Now in the Alter Rebbe, it's not so clear how he holds. Alter Rebbe says, in the first paragraph, he said you don't make a bracha on a good fragrance unless it was made to use for smell. Ve'ein tzorech loimer, he says, and for sure there's a worst case, which is not only it's lav l'reicha vid, it's not made for good smell, it's lahav l'reicha to take away bad smell. For sure over there you don't make a bracha. But it's not so clear what would be if you specifically picked it up.
How about the electric one?
I'm talking about the electric one, right? So that's made to take away bad smell. It's not neutral, right? Everyone knows why it's made. It's made for the bathroom. So in the Torah, say a person is a cleaners. He has a cleaners, the old days cleaners, and they have hundreds of begodim, and he says, in the morning, he says, let me pick up a little bit of that thing. I want to smell it. It's good. It's delicious stuff, And he goes and he picks it up, and you make a bracha. But if you're going to pick up that thing that's for the bathroom, it's not going to help. Now, how does the Alter Rebbe hold? It's not so clear. The Alter Rebbe says, even the someone when he's carrying it in his hands, but here or there he's carrying it to the Beis HaKisei. But how about if he took it out of the Beis HaKisei and he had in mind to smell it? Now, I don't know, it's not so clear what that Alter Rebbe would hold in that case. It's sure it's a seed that the Alter Rebbe holds that it's worse, but I don't know. Because of this, that those that say that a person that smells an esrog, you don't make a bracha in the esrog. Kol shivas yemei chag, all 7 days of the chag. It's permissible to smell in the esrog. Doesn't matter. It was not made to smell. The esrog is not made to smell.
Only the Shem Mitzvah.
Ela little l'shem mitzvah. It's not made for smell in the 7 days of the Yom Tov. Ve'ena doim ala esrog shel kol hashona. It's not similar to the esrog for a whole year of a short peiros and the fruits. Ha'im v'nachila, those are made to eat, and they're not made for smell. That's a question. Even though the main reason we have fruits is to eat, because it's the common thing that people smell the fruits also. They're called oimdim l'reach. They're called oimdim l'reach. So that's the logic of this opinion. That's the logic of this opinion.
So esrog shel kol hashana u'shar persam lachila. So it's nikron gam kein omdim l'reich. What does that mean? That if you take it in your hand,
even if you didn't take it in your hand, if you didn't take it in your hand,
what?
It's made. It's called. When do I say lav l'reicha vida?
Like you said, deodorant.
Right, but fruits are l'reicha vida. Why do people plant fruits? To eat it.
Yeah,
but they also know that it has a good fragrance, so they're going to smell it.
So what does he want to say? That you should make a bracha on it? Shel kol hashana?
Yeah, the esrog a whole year. If you walk into a pardes of a srogim
and you smell a good smell,
you make a bracha.
Okay, it's oimdim l'reich.
Because oimdim l'reich. Now the Mishnah Berurah says no. The Mishnah Berurah says if you walk in, that you have to pick it up in your hand. Right. Otherwise, you don't make a bracha.
Yossi mas etrog. You bring it to people to make a bracha.
Right. So if you don't pick it up, say it's on the table, you go like this, right? You don't pick it up. So according to the Mishnah Berurah, there's no bracha. No, you have to pick it up.
Okay, is this why you give it to you?
But the Alter Rebbe says no, you don't have to pick it up. The fruits are made mainly to eat, but it's also made to smell. Mm-hmm. That's why the Mishnah Berurah has a big problem. This opinion says that even though you pick up the esrog to smell, it doesn't help. Why? He says, I don't understand. The rule is lav l'reicha vida. The fruits are not made for smell, but when you pick it up, so why is the esrog different than the fruits a whole year? He says, I don't understand. And that's why he doesn't. He leaves it with a tzarech yun. He doesn't understand. But according to the Alter Rebbe, So according to the Mishnah Berurah is a kasha taka. He has a problem. But according to the Alter Rebbe who holds that fruits are oimdim l'reich. So then I understand the difference between fruits all year and esrog all year and esrog on the Chag HaSukkos. So the emphasis, this is very mechudash, the Alter Rebbe. Most of the Acharonim in this thing hold that the Pri Megadim and the Magen Avram and the Beis Meir, the Mashra from the Gra and the Mishnah Berurah, they all say that peiros are not made for reich. So that according to them, if you walked into Chakal Tapuch in Kadishin, right?
Yes.
So if you walked into Chakal Tapuch in Kadishin, you would not make a reich, a bracha. According to the Alter Rebbe, you would make a bracha. And that's the difference between the esrog and the fruits a whole year. Because the fruits a whole year, they're l'reicha vida. They're l'reicha vida. Mashen kein, an esrog, it was lav l'reicha vida.
According to Shulchan Aruch Harab.
According to Shulchan Aruch Harab.
But the other ones hold it's never l'reicha vida. Unless you take it in your hand and put it by your nose.
Exactly.
You know what I was thinking from what he's saying here in Shulchan Aruch that peiros that are omdim lachila, afal pisha ikram lachila, it's also omdim l'reich. I was thinking from this you can have, although it's probably not mamashes, all these liqueurs that they have, like this banana liqueur. It has a very strong smell. I don't know if you ever smelled it, which I find it pleasant. Most people don't. They say it smells like acetone, like nail polish remover. And it could be probably that the smell in the banana liqueur is some synthetic. You know, they make these fragrances.
Right, the synthetic. The poskim hold that synthetic is a problem.
Right, but Lugitzer, there's nothing synthetic. And it's Aymed Lishtiya. It's just, so maybe you'll say, like here, that
you make a bracha.
Eating that in that case, it's
you'd make a shana samechtoy b'peiros, right? Yeah. V'yesha imrim others say about the esrog shagam b'shivas yemei chag, also on the days of the chag ma'achar shemutar l'riach boy. It's mutter to smell it. Nikra gamkin oimed l'reach k'ma b'shoyim esashana. Even though mainly I want the esrog for the mitzvah, not for the smell, but I'm allowed to smell it, so it's called oimed l'reach. The Tas says even more, because the Medrash says that the lulav, there's a lulav Jew, there's an esrog Jew, and there's a rovis Jew, and there's an adasim Jew. An esrog Jew is a yid that has Torah tam v'reach. No, how do you get to know? So because you're going to smell the esrog. So he says, there's an Indian to smell the esrog on Sukkot.
Who the Taz? Who
Sorry, the Bach says this.
The Bach says there's an Indian to smell it.
Yeah.
The esrog shal mitzvah.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's more than here. Here
Right.
he's saying don't because it's a suffix, a loss.
Right.
But he's more extreme. He's
Yeah.
been a katzer from the other post.
Right. No, but he said, even Lamaisa, that the Bach says it's a suffix, so don't smell.
Oh, at the end he says. Oh, wait. So what does he say? If he
But
says
he says conceptually, I would say, he says, I would argue, he says, it's a medrash. The medrash says there's an esrog Jew and a lulav Jew and a dasim Jew and a rovis Jew.
Wait, I'm trying to understand. We're talking halacha here. This is not stories. So he wants to say that since there's a medrash that says such a thing, so from this we could say that the esrog shel mitzvah even is aymed l'reach because of this medrash.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Wow,
I mean, the
exactly.
idea of it is something
Right.
you have to think about.
Right, exactly. It's
The
wild.
etrog is the only one that has, you have to a mitzvah to make a bracha on it and a smell. That's what he said.
Right, it has both milas.
Both milas.
Has a tam and has a reach.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
No,
when
Hadassah
it's
doesn't
fresh,
have-
it doesn't have a smell. When it has a nice smell, Hadassah.
Etrog after 5 months you
Maybe
can
when
still
it's
smell it.
nice.
Right.
Some people are using it for some of them.
Right, right. So I don't know.
But he says in the end, lahaitzi from Suffolk, you shouldn't.
No, forget. Adasim have a good smell, but they don't have a good taste.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, because Sasson was saying that from the Arba Minam, that's the only one that has a smell. So he's saying, I think Hadassah.
Yeah, Adasim have a smell.
Yeah.
The lulav has a taste because it grows the dates.
Yeah.
The taste, and then v'yesh shemrim again. Shagam b'shivas yemei chag machar shemut l'rich b'y nikra gam kain l'rich b'y mishar yemei sashana. Because it's permissible to smell it, it's called aymed l'rich. L'chein tov limnoya mi lehoriach boy. You shouldn't smell it. Kol hachag li not slalom is fake brocha. Now, it seems pretty clear from the Alter Rebbe that when he says shivas yemei chag, it's only talking about until Hoshayna Rabbah in the morning after you finish davening.
Okay.
Because there is another opinion that says no, all 8 days. But the Alter Rebbe, even in the Shita that says that you shouldn't make a bracha, what logic does he use? Because it's oimed l'mitzvah and it's not oimed l'oriach. But once you come home from davening Shachris on Hoshayna Rabbah, Hashem get on the mitzvah.
Right.
So now you could smell it and versteht sich, you make a bracha.
Other Rabbi, you could say that now that the mitzvah is finished, it's a svara to say it's aymed lachila now. Now you could make the jali and alpha.
Right, exactly. Right.
So at this minute, it's shol kol hashana.
Right, that's a show called Shana. Right.
But he said, but you say there's even a shita that even then you shouldn't. Right? Is that what you
Right,
said?
but Alter Rebbe ignores that one.
Yeah.
Alter Rebbe ignores that. Avol hadas min adin osel loriach boy kol
that
hachag.
answers our question.
The hadas, because the main thing of hadasim is for reach. So therefore, That's what the Gemara says. Esrig is achila koi.
Oh.
So ki aktzim achila aktzim. But adasim is made for reich. So it was hooked. So what was hooked? The reich sheboy was hooked. So therefore, it's also lariach boy. So adas is no question. It's also lariach boy. But the esrig is mutter lariach boy. The shaila is because we said if oimed l'reich, if it's not oimed lav l'reicha avida, anything, the golden rule is lav l'reicha avida, you don't make a bracha on it. So that's the machloikas by esek shemitzvah. Is it called lav l'reicha avida or it's not called lav l'reicha avida? Because it's a machloikas, a toiv limnoya meloriach boy. The best thing is to not smell it. I must say, it's not easy. It's not easy. The esrog is.
You open the box, it right away comes out the smell because it's close in the box.
Right. And some people, you see, they take it with the esrog and they put it by their nose, right?
Yeah. So
they're not supposed to do it.
Most people put it by their nose and smell it.
Not supposed to do it. Not supposed to do it because the machloik is.
So
it's a sofek
in other
bracha.
words, when you take out the esrog and to make the bracha and the smell, it's not you doing it; it just happens.
Yeah.
So the thing is, don't make a bracha. And that's
Right.
it.
But don't take the.
Spaten, das ist der Chilik von der Chibur beim Mitzvah. Nimmt mit Kusch dem Esrog und ist zufrieden mit dem. Der Lav der Esrog, because a good smell. It's a Chilik von dem Lokach dem Rempri jetzt von.
Okay.
But the Hadass here
Yes,
said,
they schmecken das.
yeah,
Sie nehmen das, Baruch Ata Hashem, the
Mechaye.
yeah, the Mechaye, the feel the mitzvah in that.
Uh-huh.
Don't do it separate. It's a part of the mitzvah.
Wow.
So it's good. It's two different
Chibur
mitzvot.
v'mitzvah.
The chibur mitzvah.
It's two different mitzvot in one mitzvah. They combine it. Also the mitzvah of etrog and the mitzvah of smelling it. But the Hadass, during the year, you're allowed to make a smell?
Yeah, during a year, for sure,
Here
for
it
sure.
said only in the Chag you're not allowed to.
Right.
Aber der Shulchan Aruch passt nicht. Ich weiß nicht, was gewähnt hat. Das war dem Game mit der Shulchan Aruch.
Bei uns macht nicht. Bei den Mifzoim sagt man, sagt man, steht.
V'chein pilpelim v'zayin ketushin.
Both of them good.
V'chein pilpelim v'zayin ketushin. If the pilpul is pepper and zangbel is ginger. Af mishenenu mereicham. Even if they have enough from the reich, no. Yesh emrim she'en levarech gelein. There's no bracha. The fish mekivish asoin latavlan belavad. Ve'en gilus kokach l'reich b'hem. It's only made as a spice. There isn't a regilus. Some people, but it's not made. Loi nikra oimdim l'reich belavad. It's not klal. It's not called b'chlal oimid l'reich. It's not the regilus mashenkein. Kinama tzapanim, which is cinnamon and cloves. Regilus oloriach behem. Afil shaloi b'shas achila. Vigam. A second tinus is the Alter Rebbe. Kumeshemesimenos betavshel v'skavim gam liyas terech atavshel noidev. This makes a terech atavshel should be noidev. So he says there's two differences between pilpul v'zangbil and kinama tzapanim. There's tartel malyusa. There's two milas. Number one, there's the regilus that people smell cinnamon, even shlobes achila, and even mishaz achila. It's put into the food in order for it to smell good, for the tafshel to be noidiv. No one puts in black pepper for the food to be noidiv.
This is why for Havdalah, a lot of people smell cinnamon.
Right. So he says tartel malyusa. There's two milas here. By the way, we had in the Rambam in the 3 Prokim a few days ago that the people that have a bad smell, they put pilpulim in their mouth. Again, that's lahav ra. So that for sure wouldn't be a brach, right? The yesh chelkim bazeh, v'lechein nochelim noyeshaloi l'richbem. You shouldn't. V'chein shaloi l'rich b'lechem cham, because also by lechem cham is also the same,
smell.
right? But it's not so that a gilus to use it as a good smell, so it's the same suffix. So therefore, person shouldn't smell it. Lihinotzel mesafik baruch. Versteht sich, you go into the kitchen, your wife makes good. Oh, it's delicious. But you don't come running into the kitchen dafka to smell it because it's a suffix. My shaila is like this. The Alter Rebbe says 2 tanoim l'mal yusa. There's 2 milas by cinnamon. Number 1, also shalobes zachil, you smell a little bit, and you put it in betavshel to smell. How about if you only had 1 mila? So I want to ask you a shaila. Coffee. What should be the din of coffee? Now, if you look to the rabbi who writes our orders over here in Order Pei Beis, he says, "Hu adin she'en levorach areach coffee, areach shum, ke'en legilus kol kach lo'areach bahem." So I would like to say that he's wrong, because the Welt sagt doch, Hainu de Amri Inchi, wake up and smell the coffee. Also is the befedish, Hainu de Amri Inchi.
Today they have stores
Yeah.
for coffee
Yeah.
that you have 10 different coffees. You smell the coffee and they make you from that coffee.
Right.
I went to a store like this.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
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 And some befedish in the Shulchan Aruch, the base mayor says that that when you go into a base shesodifim by coffee, so he says you don't make a bracha unless you take the garganim in your hand. But the base mayor holds different than the Alter Rebbe. He holds all the peiros. You never make a bracha shenoch zereach tobe peiros unless you hold it in your hand. But we know that the Alter Rebbe holds that even if you walk into Chakal Tapuch in Kadishin, if you walk into a Pardes or in a fruit store and it smells good, you make a bracha. So loidem
Without picking it up.
without picking it up. So it was if you walk into Bayis shesoifim by coffee, a coffee house, l'chayre avada you should make a bracha. L'chayre avada you should make a bracha. Avada and avada you should make a bracha. My only shaila is that like this. For sure that I think that coffee, they want to have reach noidef. Everyone wants a good smell in the coffee. There's no shaila. My only shaila is if it's a regilus lo riech behem afilu shlo b'shasachila. Would you say it's a regilus lo riech? I'm not sure. For sure it has the maila coffee that miskavnim lias reach atav shel noidef. For sure. Why people love the smell of coffee. For sure the coffee the makers want that it should smell like, just like we say the balachanus wants that the people should come in and jump and buy it because it smells so good. For sure the coffee house wants it should smell. My shaila is it a regilus? Like cinnamon, we say it's a regilus, the people smell it, afilu shlebis achila. So I don't know coffee. I'm not sure. I just want to tell you, I once went with my wife to a store. She wanted to buy
Tell us the perfume.
perfume. This is a different story.
Okay.
Different story.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, my wife likes perfume.
Yeah.
So Shine. So we went into a store, and Indian guys, Indian family, it's a little family business, and they brought a perfume. You like it? Does it smell? No. Next, we'll try next. So they had here a big bowl of coffee beans, and so they said you have to smell the coffee beans before you smell the next perfume. So I said, why? So they said you get samished. It's very hard to know the smell. It's like you're going to smell 30 smells.
Yeah.
How are you going to know the difference? It's like easy to a banana and a cookie. You can tell the difference. How are you going to tell the difference between 30 smells? Bevet samished. Lit and hefsek ben gavra la gavra. You smell coffee beans. They have a big bowl of coffee beans. So I told you the story that the Rebbe said that Rashi once saw a woman riding on a horse, and he felt very bad. And then when he wrote the Pirush in the Chumash about the ephod, he said, now he knew. He says, Libi oimerli kemoisha asoro yiseroich v'salasus. And he understood why Bashgocha Protes why he once saw a woman riding on a sus, because the Eibishter wanted he should see it, so he'll know the pshat and the ephod. So now I know why my wife took me to the store, because I would read this halacha and say, hu adin she'en levarach hareach kofa. So I'm going to tell you that it's not in the professional stores. They use befedish coffee. They use coffee, but you could say that it's not really.
It's to take away.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like we said with the deodorant.
Right, exactly. Tazoi. So maybe not.
It's not lashem atzma.
Not tazoi. So therefore, I'm not sure. But for sure, wake up and smell the coffee. That for sure that the kavon and coffee is the reach atafshel should be noidef. There's no shaila in that. It's for sure. The shaila is if it has the first night. As I said, the base mayor says that coffee you make a brach. I want to make it very clear. Instant coffee is l'chayre not the issue here. It's a reach she'en lo yikir. They cook the coffee and then the vapor goes up, and then it's not real coffee. It's an
How about cappuccino?
Mostly
milk.
No. We're talking about real coffee. Coffee beans that they grind, and the percolated coffee. Those are the shaila. Percolated coffee. So I think you should make a bracha, but I'm not sure. But even if you do make a bracha, I would say that the bracha is not reich toy b'peiros, the bracha is boire min psamim. Why? Just like by cinnamon, the Alter Rebbe says that it's a suffix. because no one eats plain cinnamon. No one takes a spoon of cinnamon and puts it in the mouth. You mix it in the tavshil. So it's a shaila, is it Ashenos Areich Toy Bapeides or Atzi B'Samim? Also coffee. Who eats coffee? More you eat the chocolate-covered coffee beans. The ikar is the chocolate. The sadin and the chocolate. Who's the ikar? Who's the tafel? The chocolate is the ikar. The tafel is the you're not the who eats coffee beans. Who eats coffee beans? The ikar is to drink it in a with water and milk and sugar v'chulu. So ibazoi, even if you'd say that you should make a bracha on coffee, it has to be real coffee, grounded coffee that has, like
you get here.
Yeah.
Like he says cappuccino, whatever. It's
the
brewed. It's
the
brewed.
brew, the emesa coffee.
It's brewed.
A and B. If you do make a bracha, the bracha would not be reich toiv bapeides or atzib samim. It would be b'rei mine b'samim. As I said, I'm a little bit mesupik about it.
But you get a cup of coffee and it has the smell of the coffee. So I think
They're better to make
the coffee
for the
doesn't so that's a good thing. If you're going to drink the coffee, so there is a machloikis. If you have a suffix brachos by besamim, could you make shahakol? The din is you have to make by the mini besamim. But if you did make shahakol, so the Alter Rebbe doesn't bring the bidin. Prima Godim says that you're yoytze.
But nobody said besamim for coffee.
That's what everyone does. I don't care what everyone does. I know what I have to do.
The same theoretically.
So if you have in mind with the shahakal to be yoytze, also the reich of the coffee.
That's a good idea.
But if you go to Costco all of a sudden and you buy a fresh thing of coffee, and you come home and you open it up, you're not drinking coffee right now. Yeah. So I would say either don't smell, or make a bracha, on something else. But how could you just go smell a
but
big...
that's called taking it in your hand.
If I can't,
Even
right?
from the jar, it doesn't make difference.
In the store, I remember when I was a little kid, we used to go in the A&P. And the A&P, they used to grind the coffee right by the register. They had a machine with like a red... So even if they didn't grind, since they ground before, when you came to pay, you had that smell in the ear.
That could be a real she'en ikar. There's no bean sitting there being ground right now.
It was ground.
So then,
it's on the...
So that's what the base mayor. The base mayor says that yes, you have to make a bracha.
Say if you don't take it in your hand.
But that's the base mayor because he holds that also fruits you have to take in your hand. The Alter Rebbe holds you don't have to take it in your hand.
So according to the Alter Rebbe, it's
the Indian that reich she'en ikar, you're not buying the coffee to smell it. You're buying the coffee because you want to have the caffeine in the coffee. That's the only reason that you're doing that. So that this is
cinnamon also. People don't have cinnamon because
people developed some kind of a culture that they want to put this in the coffee and this in the coffee and the zoins and the zelchas. I want to sit in the coffee house. I want to drink a coffee in a particular time and smoke a cigar and this and that, whatever. But the essence of the coffee, you're buying the coffee. When the beans are picked from, the only reason that they smell is because they put something else in over there that it should give it a flavor, not a smell.
If you have hot cinnamon buns and it smells really good, you know those hot cinnamon buns, you can hardly get, so the din is that you could make right? Why? The Alter Rebbe says there's 2 miles here. Number one, cinnamon.
Even if it's from a treif place?
Yeah. Because what's treif? It's just you don't have a mashgiach there, so you don't know. Oh, if it's really treif, like they have cholavakum and stuff.
No, cholavakum is not treif, but I'm saying...
But they might have to, I don't know.
They use some kind of lard.
Right, so you don't know. So the Mishnah Berurah holds that if it's treif in a food, you're not allowed to make a bracha. But let's say kosher ones. Kosher hot cinnamon buns.
Well, usually, if you're going in a rest area, they have this. I forget whatever the chain is. They have that their exhaust goes into where all the people are, so that as soon as they walk in, they get.
Exactly. Supermarkets. They pump into the store. They pump in a reach of lechem cham, literally. And that's besides the fact that it's lechem cham, but it's also it's areh she'en leik, it's synthetic stuff. It's not really lechem. It's a loydubim v'layar. There's no lechem. There's like Reb Chanina ben Doisa and his wife.
No, but like
There's nothing in the oven.
Taster's Choice, they have all these flavors. Those are all synthetic. I don't know that they're...
Good, but the coffee is not synthetic.
No, but
The-
regular coffee has a good smell.
Regular
Nothing
coffee.
added to it.
Right.
When you grind and roast the coffee beans, it makes a smell. That's what we're talking about here.
Right. As I said,
I mean,
there's for sure whoever wrote the footnotes is a choshev Talmud Chacham, but he's not a. As I said in the Shulchan Aruch, there's the Beis Meir says that you have to make a bracha on coffee. As I said, he says only if you pick up the coffee, because he holds all fruits, you have to pick it up. The Alter Rebbe holds you don't have to pick it up b'chlal. So really, bazoi, a person should make a bracha on coffee. Again, it has to be real coffee. It has to be a good smell. We're not talking about it's a little something, but there's a smell, and not the instant coffee, but the real coffee. So either if you want to be a big Yiddish Shemayim, don't smell it, or smell something else, or make a bracha.